Hey guys, Clone Guy here, and today we're going to be reviewing the T34 Black Edition, but before we get started, there may be some noise in the background. Everyone is home today because it is Thanksgiving, and I will let you know right away, do not worry, I'm not going anywhere today. I'm not going to be part of those troublesome Americans who get together with friends and such, and relatives spreading the COVID, so don't worry about that. I'm staying home along with the rest of my household. We're all getting together, but it's a big household, so we still get to have, you know, a nice big feast. So that's what's happening today. Along with that, we are going to be reviewing the T34, and it's American. I thought this is the perfect tank to do today. I don't have the T34 Black Edition. I do have the unskinned version, but we'll review the black one in the garage, and then we'll play the unskinned one out in the regular games because they perform exactly the same. The only difference is this tank, as you can see in the top left, has a 70% experience bonus. They both have the same silver bonus, which is 57. So we're going to be getting the same stuff. And plus I have camouflage on my T34, so they are identical. So don't worry about that. Getting into the modules here, it has, where's the hell? 1500 hit points on the right, as you can see. And the gun, this is not the gun, this is the engine, 12.44 horsepower per ton. Slightly better horsepower per ton than the Löwe, and it goes 35, which is the same speed. So same kind of mobility on this as you get on the Löwe. Keep that in mind. 10 degrees gun depression, which is the same as the Löwe. 15 elevation, which is much worse than the Löwe. Who cares? 15 seconds reload. That's 4 rounds a minute. 400 alpha. This has the same exact damage per minute as the Löwe. However, you're going to be hitting a lot harder, and you have more penetration. 0.35 accuracy on a 120mm gun at tier 8 is stellar. The gun is actually really accurate, and this tank has received, I think, 2 gun handling buffs, maybe just 1 gun handling buff in the past, but the buff it's received, its gun handling is really, really good. You can snap shots in this now, which is kind of ridiculous. The IS-3s, the 122s, those guns pale in comparison to this gun. In fact, a lot of the smaller caliber guns pale in comparison to this gun. This thing can snap. Rotation speed, it's 22. I think, what did we have, 24 on the Löwe yesterday? And the turret rotation, 18. Okay, so this thing turns slower than the Löwe. And so you think, oh, does it have more armor? No, it does not. The ammo rack is also harder to hit, which is nice, other than the one in the back of the turret. But the shells move slower. 945 and 1181. So keep that in mind as well. But yeah, the ammo rack is harder to hit because it's lower in the tank and not stacked, I guess, upright. It looks like it's laid on the ground instead. So much harder to hit that. That's nice. And the engine is in the back. You're not going to get hit in the engine in the front. You also have the fuel tanks behind the engine. So keep that in mind. You're less likely to get your engine knocked out, that means, if you're getting shot in the back, but you're more likely to get set on fire. So keep that in mind. Keep all these things in mind. Lots of things to keep in mind. But let's go look at the on-the-skinned version, the one I'll be pulling out, which is identical. I promise, other than the camouflage, but once you throw camouflage on, it's the same. 248 pen on its standard round, 297 on its premium, 400 alpha. If you choose to shoot your HE 60 pen, which is half of the caliber, which is normal, and 515 alpha damage. Aiming time 3.2, but just like the Löwe, it's not as that big of a deal because the circle remains small. View range 380, turret armor 229, and that's where this tank is pretty good. It has no armor compared to the Löwe. In fact, no armor compared to most heavies at this tier, other than this turret. This mantlet is near impenetrable, and the turret front is angled nicely at 203mm. In some places 215. It's very hard to get through. However, the turret roof, you're going to see in just a sec, is 38. It's actually 38.2 or 38.4, something like that. And that is overmatchable by 120mm guns and greater. So you can overmatch yourself on the roof, so keep that in mind as well. But the hull is useless. This kind of hull works fine against 5s, works fine against 6s, but then once it starts fighting 7s, it doesn't work as well. And then 8s just sputter through it. It works decent on a T29, but not on the T34. So don't rely on your hull. What I would say is the Löwe is much like the E75, where it just stomps people when it's top tier. Absolutely. 6s can't do anything about it. 7s can barely do anything, and it can even brutalize tier 8s. Meanwhile, and same with the E75. E75 dominates tier 7s, dominates tier 8s, and even does well against tier 9s. The difference is, the Löwe is a bit slower than the E75, and the Löwe can fight tier 10s, which are 2 tiers higher. Meanwhile, the E75 only fights 1 tier higher. Also, E75 is faster. E75 has a better angled upper plate. E75 has a better angled lower plate. Alright, so I don't know why I compared the two. The T34, on the other hand, is really good versus tanks that are higher tier than it because of its gun, and it hits hard. And you don't rely on the armor at all in it anyway, so you're used to the fact that, okay, I'm not going to have any armor that will, you know, help me in this battle. So instead, I'm just going to use the gun. I'm not going to side scrape. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. Right? So if I were to fight tier 6s, I'd rather the Löwe. If I was fighting tier 10s, I would rather the T34. There you go. Hot take. If I was fighting tier 8s, I think I'd also rather the Löwe, just because of the armor. But T34 is a fine thing. I really like it. I'm happy. I'm super glad to be doing a review because I wasn't sure I was going to be ever playing this tank again. Because once I 3-mark a tank, I typically retire it. So it's actually really nice to have this going. We're not gonna make the same mistake we made yesterday, which was going to the river when we had nobody out on this side. So we're actually gonna be cutting over this way. Yeah, we're learning from our mistakes, guys. It's crazy. Imagine adopting your playstyle to what you've observed. Just imagine that. Pretty crazy. 380 V range, not the greatest. But we have optics on here, so. And a gun rimmer, broke the stabilizer. Oh, and the shell moves slow. That's really unfortunate. The shell also went a little bit high there. Come on. That's all we needed. Yeah, this is where we're going to hang out here. With our team overwhelming that side, we don't have to really worry about over there. Slow moving shell. Let's go after this guy instead. Because we can kill him. And he's dead. If I knew this guy was going to poke back out, we would have just remained aiming and shot at him. He'll be back though, because he'll reload. Or he's going to poke on this side. He fired. Lightning is doing his job. .34 or 0.35 accuracy, but with our crew, it's probably more like 0.33 or 0.3. We didn't let it aim all the way there. And there's a shell velocity. We need to get used to this because we just played the Lowe yesterday. And that's a fast-moving shell. And I did it again. I did it again. Imagine doing it twice. Oh, I just did. Our hull actually will work fine against that at this range, just because he's firing APCR. If he switches to heat, though, we're gonna get decimated. There we go. Now that we've won their base area, we can actually go. We can go all down here. Not have to worry. Kill. There was something in the way there. I'm more afraid of the Eradicator than the T34. Because we know something the T34 doesn't. Well, even if he does, no. We can just shoot him in the turret roof and overmatch him. He just fired and he's gonna drive out. There we go. We took into account the slower shell velocity that time. Yes, we did. Now he's a one-shot and he should be scared to play. Stay back, I say. Stay back. He actually just bounced off my mantlet there and went into my hull. That's something that can happen to American tanks, actually. It's still somewhat rare, but it happens to these tanks more than any other of the Americans. Specifically the T34, the T30, the T32. And the T29. Doesn't have a good crew. That's nice. That guy's getting pushed. Scorpion G relocated to shoot the clone guy. And he's a bit of an idiot. We'll take it. Fire it again. We'll beat that reload. Break his cover, I guess. 8 seconds, we'll do it again though. And just pop him. There we go. Actually clippable. But if we can, you know, block even one shot, we'll be okay. Oh, but instead it's he who blocks a shot. With the side of his turret! Go figure. There's one shot for him. E-50 is gonna kill him, yeah. And this guy says, SOS! That was much better. We just paid attention a lot more to what the team was doing. I think our team was gonna win anyway. But I'm not sure. M103 gets killed by the Ragnarok. Now he's got to reload, so he's not going to be able to kill the T32. Unless he doesn't go for a reload. Which should be the smart play. Well, we'll see if this guy's going to try to win. It doesn't look like it. T32 is just going to cap out because he's a lame head from, you know, that other console. It's always PlayStation. It really is. But now we get to move on to another game here. So from the first game we played, I feel like just the meta just allowed our tank to do better allowed us to do better with this tank than the Löwe. If we went to that position with the Löwe, I don't know what would have changed. Actually, we would have had a more accurate gun, but we wouldn't be hitting as hard. So, I don't know. Both these tanks play fairly the same. Very much so, actually. Same DPM too. Honestly, I don't think anything would have changed. Taking the Löwe to that position, I think we would have done just as much damage. Maybe more, actually, because of the faster shell velocity, because we missed the first couple shots. Because we didn't adjust for the shell velocity. It is what it is, though. We're going to be playing this pretty much like a Löwe, except we won't be relying on our armor. Like you can in the Löwe. Turret, though, we're gonna rely on our turret a few times. But you saw the T50 or Type 59-2 bounce off of our turret mantlet and go into the hull. So that's cool that you got to witness that, because that is a thing. Team destruction. This is bizarre. Both teams spawn in the valley. Or in opposite valleys. That's interesting. Watch out, pig. You have no rights. Coming through. But people seem to have been playing this tank well, because I was at 98% damage standing last time I played this, which was like a year ago. And I just dropped down to 93, so people seem to be playing this well. Unlike the Löwe. And so that alone tells me that it seems like maybe the Löwe is a better, or the T34 is a better choice than the Löwe. Just because it appears the player base is playing it better. as of recent. You all done? Yeah, this is weird. Like, the light tanks, they can easily just push aggressively, spot out Arty, and then get them killed. In this mode. Looks like theirs tried. He probably spotted them. Let's see if they get countered. Doesn't look like it. There's the counter. It looks like they missed. They're gonna allow us to farm, I think, from here. Oh, 2 big rolls. Yeah, I feel like this is the spot you want to be in, just because of these weird spawns. This is where you want to be. I think that hit somebody else and bounced off or something, because that looked like it was going straight. That one bounced. He's stocked, but it's still gonna be difficult. Unless he gets me that. Another big roll. And that's the first derp. I think that's the first derp in either of these games. Yeah, the gun's performing. But we don't have the DPM to win. And every miss is huge in this, just because of the bad DPM. Okay, now he can't see us, so that's good. 95 is doing his thing. T95 is dead. He failed to kill the S3, or the T32. He did kill the S3. Oh, yeah. Right now, I think the Löwe would have been just superior for this this open range we've had right now. Oof, that tried to miss. Now we can go hold on right here. T20 prototype, if you can hold on. He needs to bounce 2 shots from this guy to survive. That's not gonna help. If these guys turn around for me, I might have already support. As it stands, though, I've got a bad feeling. Thanks for the belly side up shot. One shot. Go for a CDC. No, don't go for it. T30. He's looking. They're looking. Dude, kill this guy. Kill this guy. Kill this guy. Will he kill him? Vert, super vert. Ah, the fire. T32A gets us. Oh, what a shame. What a crying shame. That was just a case of not enough DPM. I mean, look, we did 5,000 damage, but we just didn't do it fast enough. They also didn't let us confirm any kills. I mean, we had a kill on the T32, but we had just fired, unfortunately. We had a kill on the Yak Panther too. And again, I chose this because I thought my CDC was going to kill him, but the CDC ran off, which was fine. He was fast enough to do that. But it didn't matter even if we killed both these guys because the game was already lost. We just didn't have any kill shots, unfortunately, throughout that game. But we'll see what kind of money we make, and then we'll jump into another game. 156,000 credits. Not bad. Not bad at all. So the Arty actually boosted up to a location and did 0 damage that game until the very end. He actually got all 4 kills as the guys came up one by one by one. That's pretty. It was pretty funny, but also pretty frustrating that he did nothing for the team. Because look how close the game got. Look at this. A 300 damage prototype who somehow penned me. This guy who damaged 2 tanks, 3 tanks. One of them was me. And then this guy who did nothing. It got pretty close. Alright, but we're going to do one more game, I think. 3 games. 3 games this time instead of 6. Because, you know, we're actually able to show off the tank a little bit here. Malinovka Winter. Tell you what, I was happy to see Dragon Ridge last game. I really was. Because the map rotation has been terrible. It's just Malinovka, Sand River, Fisherman's Bay, Dukla Pass, Kasserine. Like, my gosh. It's pretty nice, though, to see Dragon Ridge, because that's one of my favorite maps. And it's just, the games are always interesting. Like, that last one was a little bit interesting just because of the play by Arty, and a little bit frustrating because of the play by Arty. But now we're top tier. 2 pigs. We're going to go straight up that hill. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. A Russian platoon. I assume that's what RUS means. Or maybe they're Russian. Alright, let's do... Also, I always forget to check what server I'm on. I think I'm on NA. I think I've been on NA the last few days. But yeah, it's pretty nice to finally be having some decent games here. In fact, I'm curious. I want to see what my W8 is this week. I don't typically care, but after having such a bad week, I'm curious. It's curiosity, my friends. Let's turn a gun and get ready. Shoot, like that guy. Recent statistics. Last week, 3,600. That's not terrible. I'm also gonna sneeze, so let me. I was able to switch screens and click that mute button before I did it. Good. Alright, what about in the T34? What's my W in the T34 right now? 5,500, nice. But in the Löwe, it was only 2,500. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, you guys see what I'm seeing? We're gonna lose our base. Yeah, I see that, So now we have to decide where we want to go to figure out how to counter this. I don't like that guy. Where he is. I think he's going to make this a little bit difficult. He's going to make this very much difficult. He's looking at his ziggins out. Your friend isn't as smart. He's just driving the straight line. Slow shell. Which is why I really wanted to make sure that shell hit. And honestly, shooting the lower health one was definitely a better play. These guys are so dead. There we go. Because look at this gun wall. And we still have a heavy tank down there spotting them. And he's got an autoloader. Yeah, this is nice. Yeah, you gotta shoot this guy. Oh my gosh. Arty. Oh, that shot went so low. I was just denied. Come on, guys. Kill it. Kill it with fire. You missed. Then again, I've missed a couple shots as well, so. Oh, the squeeze. The sneak. There we go. There we go. Alright. That's what we like to see. This guy's fast. My shell? He's faster. Whew. That would do something to play. I didn't even like that. That's actually fairly impressive. Oh, he's got type 59 too. Imagine being type 59 too. Just imagine it. Oof! That ramp. I think he's regretting his decisions. I'm gonna load HE because there's another one of these bad boys coming. 6 seconds, you're about to feel 1550 damage, buddy. Or that'll hit your tracks, even though I aimed at your turret. Turn towards Arty, because Arty's about to shoot us. Probably shot that thing straight. Nope, sure. HE, I know, I wish it was AP. Alright. Immobilized. Well, you're stuck and you roll it in against some light tanks. They're gonna outspawn you every day of the week. It already needs to stop. Then again, it makes up for them not doing anything last game. This is about to be the snipe. Oh, that looked like it went right through him! Did that not? Oh, that looked like it went through him too! Tell me I'm crazy. Tell me I'm wrong. Somebody. Tell me I'm seeing things. Hopefully our tiger shark does something. I didn't really do that. This is very much winnable. The tanks we're fighting against, it's just the pigs that are scaring me. I like tanks decide now to spot. Now that I've left. What a player. How to play like that? Don't. I think we're gonna use this church. I think we're just gonna hide by it. That's the play. The issue is every tank I'm fighting against has more DPM than me. Oh my gosh, Trailblazer killed himself. It's huge. Absolutely huge. still the healthy one. As long as we can keep him away from our Arty. Oh my gosh! Alright. If we can survive the 2 Arty hits, we'll be okay. We will be A-okay. And there's what I was talking about, this tech being into the snap. We're gonna go cap. That's the play. Make them come to me. Then they'll get spotted at least, hopefully. And then my Arty can support me. But we're gonna take a quick peek here. We're gonna take the long way in. That's why. We're getting us spotted. He's got camo net and binocs most likely. I know which the Panther is now. Let's go kill him. Because this is not a good position to be in. I can't believe you spotted me still. Oh, it's you who spotted me. That's bad. That's bad. That's incredibly bad. If we die, we might lose. Just because it's, you can't have draws anymore. Jeez, man, that one's so low. This is just a nightmare. He actually beats my reload too. Dodge that guy. Absolute nightmare of a game. Absolute. The end's just. RNG just tried its very best to screw with us there. Holy mackerel. Hopefully you didn't see that. All dark horses against good. Man, oh man. The RNG this game just poof, slapped in the face. Arty also being able to just destroy everything in your vehicle is pretty cool too. Along with doing so much damage. It should be one or the other, honestly. Either it does a lot of damage, or it does a lot of module damage. Doing both is kind of dumb. Alright, we're not gonna risk the game. Nope. No risk. Why? Because we're getting rewarded with a win. He's most likely on top of the hill. Where's that rock? Where's that rock? Nope. There's the rock again. It's out of range. There's the rock. Wait till the last second, we're gonna fire again. Okay. There we go. Long review for only 3 games. None of those games are whitewashes like they were yesterday. I think we paid more attention to our map and decided to play how our team plays instead of playing how we play. And it seemed to work out. Back up to 3 marks. There we go. Good job by the Arty, I guess, but it's Arty, so I'm not going to thank him. Go uninstall, you know, because you're Arty, so I'm not going to thank him. But the T34, obviously watching this, you're going to think, oh, the T34 looks like it performs better. And honestly, it felt like it did in those games. It felt nice. But you saw the gun, you know, almost screw us out of a victory there. If Arty didn't hit that Jagdpanther 2, the Jagdpanther 2, or the Jagdpanther Arty? GW Panther, there we go. He could have killed us if Arty didn't hit him. To say the very least. That was very close. And then it would have just been who did more damage, my team or their team. And luckily that it didn't come down to that. So we were able to pull off the victory. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this tank if you played it. I personally love it. About as much as I love the Löwe. Super cool that they gave it away for free with the Twitch Prime. That's not available anymore, so don't ask me about it. I get asked all the time, how do you do the Twitch Prime? Twitch Prime, they haven't done in over 2 years. Almost 2 years. So, you're kind of late. Kind of late. Very similar to the Löwe, though. Very, very much in play styles. Other than the fact that the Löwe is very much capable of just absolutely brutalizing lower tier tanks. Absolutely. Otherwise, they're about the same. Thanks, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, slap that like button, comment, subscribe. Make sure to go check out SpaceBANDIT, and everybody have a fantastic Thanksgiving. I'll see you all later. Take care, everyone, and peace out.